Comicpalooza with the extremely talented
and legendary.
Yeah.
Let me take care of you guys right now. I'm really short. I'll get-
Check already cashed. It's okay, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, so we're here with Rob Paulsen, and to say that Jason and I are containing our geekdom right now is a complete understatement. Donatello, Raphael, Yakko, Pinky,
Tripwire, Snowjob, Air Raid.
Dude.
I mean,
Wow.
and we didn't even look up IMDb. We just know this from our childhood.
You know what? You have entirely too much time in your hands.
yeah.
We do.
Thank you, Robert.
Stanley Ipkiss from The Mask.
Oh
too.
my God!
Not
Jason,
the movie version.
You are
the
smoking.
animated.
That's right.
Well, look, already, you guys, you had me at hello. But that right off the bat is so incredibly kind of both of you guys, Jason and Robert, because what we do, as you know, by its very definition, is fairly anonymous. But as a result of kind people like you and by extension these conventions that we're celebrating, that's changing. And you guys are taking the time to celebrate the actors who bring voices to these characters. And it is a not only personally very gratifying, but I'm telling you, these characters that myself, Maurice, Tress, Jess, irrespective of the show you're talking about, as a result of these things, we never would have known how deeply people are affected by these characters. I mean, it goes way beyond. It's joyful, it's happy. I'm the same way. When I got to meet Mel Blanc and people who are important in my life as a child, but I'm telling you, man, I'm starting to learn that these characters have often gotten people through difficult times, and they have a huge place in their hearts and their minds and lives. And thank you for helping us to get the word out.
Yeah,
It's
well, thank you
profound.
for doing it. I mean, and the thing is, I think you and I talked about this when I first met you at the Comic-Con when I stalked you.
Thank you for that. Listen, anybody with a pulse that stalks me, Jason, I'm grateful for.
Yeah, and we're talking about like how, just like in the last few years, with the internet, you can see what you look like.
Yeah.
So you're not really anonymous now unless somebody knows your voice.
Right.
They'll know you. And, I was telling Maurice this, he doesn't really sound like any of the characters that he plays, so it'd be harder to place him unless you knew his name. Now you had the voice, the characters in your voice.
Right, especially with Raphael and Donatello, and both Mighty Max. A lot of them, Stanley Ipkiss, when he wasn't the Mask, sounds a lot like me. So you're right, I have a more recognizable voice for people who've heard it for the last 35 years. Right. But certainly there is something that's really lovely about the fact that guys like you take the time to make a fuss over us. My ego is strong enough to handle the fact that I'm only part of the equation. I don't draw them, I don't write them, and I would never presume to let people know that I'm the reason the character is successful. So when you take the time to make a fuss over me, it's always very, very gratifying. But I'm telling you, man, it goes so much deeper than an action figure and a rating point.
Right.
People cry when they meet me, and it's not because it's not like Brad Pitt. It's like, you have no idea. I was a foster child, and I was in the system from the time I was 6 months old till I was 14, and I went to 7 homes, and as long as there was a TV, Ninja Turtles was my lifeline. Pardon me, how the do you reconcile that compliment? You know what I mean? And so, again, thank you very much for letting us know how much that means to people.
Well, it's like I told you yesterday. With my mom and I have a deep connection with Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
My mom adores Pinky.
Oh, I knew I liked you from the minute I met your beautiful son, Nerve. No. Listen, if you're not busy, maybe you can help Brain and me take over the world. We're going to bring Robert and Jason with us, but we don't care. They're children. Let them do the heavy lifting. You and I will get a cocktail. Nerve. Boink. Isn't that great?
No, Rob, I'm a big voice acting fan.
I can't imagine why. Listen to the set of pipes on this guy.
Yeah, and you told me that too when we first met. And
why not?
What is most important that any kind of would-be voice actor has to learn and has to look out for and has to prepare for in this business? Because now voiceover is increasingly, competitive.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always, firstly, in the acting business, in show business, Jason, there will always be more people available than there are jobs to do them. That's the nature of it. But you know what? We, the audience, enjoy the competition. That is to say, often the best person gets the job, and then we enjoy Kevin Conroy or Maurice LaMarche or Jack Nicholson. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. But in terms of being a person who wants to be in the business, it's small V, large A. It's about acting. It's about improv. It's about comedy and drama. My background is music. I was a singer who became an actor and then moved to LA to pursue that gig, and I fell into voice acting, and the opportunity arose, and I'm glad I took it because I am not limited at all by the way I look. And for a guy who wants to be creative, or a girl, it is not, it's a drag when you're only hired if you're, yeah. But I get, that's how it works, and I'm not going to change it.
It's like the fitness industry. I mean, I used to work in a gym, and the thing is, a lot of the people who were making money were the ones who looked like they could be on those muscle and
totally
fitness magazines.
And just because, you don't have to be muscle bound. You don't have to be Arnold to be fit.
No.
Okay. But I get that that's show business. That's merchandising. It's marketing. And in my circumstance, if I'm not limited by anything but my talent and the kindness of people who hire me, that's all I can ask.
Yeah.
Then it's up to me to keep my chops sharp and compete and audition. So I would tell anybody who wants to be in this business that it's about acting. Mm-hmm. And you're right, there is a lot more competition from celebrity talent now.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to change that. My job is to raise my profile, which you guys are helping me do, and so are these conventions, and be so good at my job that they have to say, well, you know what, this guy Rob Paulsen's won an Emmy, he's won a Peabody, he's won a bunch of awards, he's Pinky, he's Yakko, he's Raphael, he's Donatello, he has a following. If that matters to you, instead of paying $1 million to Brad Pitt to be the talking dragon, maybe we should talk to Rob Paulsen. Now, if they still want to pay Brad Pitt, I got no problem with that.
Right.
It's their money. I love Brad Pitt, but it doesn't necessarily translate that Brad Pitt's going to sell tickets just because he's Brad Pitt in this realm.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and it's changing. So I have no problem with celebrities coming into it. It's not about, hey man, you got yours. It's competition.
Right.
And I'm happy to jump in the pool. It's the nature of the beast.
Now, because you've been doing this for so long, and we've talked to a few other voice actors, how do you, what's your voice regimen? How do you keep your pipes strong?
Vodka.
That's what I thought.
Hey, Dad. Yeah, it makes me want to talk like Pinky. Pinky. No, honestly, I think it's like anything else. I know when I've pushed it, and I know when to back off. There are certain characters that are more onerous on my voice than others, and I have no problem, nor do the producers have a problem with me saying, hey, you guys, hey, Robert, I love this character, and I'm so grateful for the gig, but I got to tell you, I'm good for about an hour and a half, and then I got to take it easy or take a break. If there are certain things that I can keep till the end of the show, can we do it that way?
Right.
Because I got other gigs I got to do.
Right.
And they're always very understanding and very flexible in that regard. But usually it's just about knowing when to shut up, which clearly is a problem for me.
Not for us.
I haven't shut up for 10 minutes, but
That's fine.
but it's like anything else.
Right.
I mean, Yakko is not one that's very difficult. I can do Yakko all day long, and so Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti. Look at you.
We can't help it.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the best part of my job. Now, these boys know my work, and they're in our business. We're co-workers, okay? But when I meet people anywhere in the world, they may not know who I am, but as soon as I say, Narv, they do that. They start to smile. Or, are you going to finish that croissant? It's the most glorious experience, and I could not be more grateful. So thank you for the opportunity to do it.
Thank you for this. Now, before we go, today is Mother's Day,
Yes,
and like I've said, my mom's name is Beth.
Beth.
Could you do it? Could you just say happy Happy Mother's Day, but at Pinky?
Sure. I can say,
First thing I'll say, hello, Beth. Listen, if you're in Burbank and you got nothing to do, come on up to the water tower. You can leave Robert and Jason home, whatever. But for all purposes, hey, Dad, Beth, I'm so happy to be able to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I'm not so sure about your favorite son, Robert. He's a little bit tweaked and perhaps he was dropped on his head, as was I. But I get to make a living. And one more thing, nerve, and I really mean that. Goodbye, darling.
Well, there's one thing I want to ask you.
I've got nothing. I'm done. Shit.
Well, it's the Animaniacs reboot or revival.
Yes.
What
On
can you
Hulu
tell us?
next year.
Yeah, what can you tell us about
Well,
it?
here's what I was told to tell you from the Warner Brothers brass. Pretend that this is a Senate subcommittee hearing on the Mueller report.
Okay.
So I can say I can neither confirm nor deny.
My participation in the upcoming Animaniacs reboot.
But I can tell you this, Steven Spielberg has decided to produce it again. So never bet against Steven.
No.
So fall of 2020, check out Hulu. And by the way, all of the original Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain are now available on
Yes, they
Hulu
are.
Yes, they are.
right now.
In Walmart, too.
Yeah, so
Yes.
thank you very much. So check it out, and if you guys are in Burbank, come up to the Water Tower, we'll have a big watch party.
I would love
I used to live
that.
in
All right?
Burbank.
Cool.
I would love to come
But
down.
also, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your book
yes.
coming.
Talk about your book.
Thank
Coming
you
in the
very
fall of
much.
this year.
Yes, it's called what's it called? Voice Lessons. Thank you. I have a podcast called Talkin' Tunes, but it's called
Great
Voice
podcast.
Lessons. Thank
It's an
you.
amazing podcast.
This is a very important thing for me because it speaks directly to what you guys have been kind enough to talk to me about today, and that is the incredible depths to which these characters have such a positive effect on people. It is not a celebrity bio about, and then I did, and then you might know me from, and then I won an award for. Nobody needs any more of that. What this is about is, as a result of this glorious career that I've been blessed with, throughout pretty much all of it, I've had the incredible good fortune to chat with children and their families who are going through impossible circumstances with kids who are dying. And many of the children I've spoken to throughout the years have in fact passed away from their diseases, but their parents keep in touch with me. 3 years ago at this very time, I was involved with treatment for my own stage 3 throat cancer. I'm fine. But it was a really difficult treatment and obviously a little frightening for what I do for a living. But you guys, I was diagnosed at 60 years old. So even if they had said, hey man, you better go home and get your shit in order because you got to punch your ticket, I had nothing to complain about. I had a wonderful career. I have a terrific legacy as a result of my connections with Warner Brothers and Disney and Universal and Nickelodeon. All these great people have employed me. But moreover, I had the wonderful examples of courage with a capital C that I would never have been able to muster up on my own. And it turns out all these people and their children and families really taught me how to take a punch when it was my turn to deal with my cancer diagnosis. That's what this is about. And for the artists, the directors, the colorists, the storyboard people, the producers, the writers, and the voice actors, they all will understand through this little tome and my own small way to reflect on this how deeply people are affected by these characters. People get through the death of their children through Ninja Turtles. And they keep in touch with me and go, yeah, Chad is gone, but we have this jacket you signed for him 25 years ago. And we could not bring ourselves to bury him with it because it meant so much to our collective family. We hope you're okay with your personal challenges. Oh my God. And that's what the book is about. So you guys giving me the opportunity to talk about it, I'm telling you what, Turtle Power is absolutely real.
It is.
It changes people's lives, and to the extent that I've had a small part in it, I am profoundly grateful. So thank you for giving me a chance to talk about it.
Now, there's a voice director that many people don't know, Wally Burr. What was
Yeah,
it like?
Wally.
Yeah, what was it like working with him?
Wally gave me my first jobs. He hired me on Transformers and G.I. Joe. Wally was a piece of work, and he'd be the first one if he were here to tell you that. But boy, between Arthur Burghardt and
Destro.
yeah,
Devastator.
and Frank Welker and Peter Cullen and Chris Latta and Michael Bell and Jack Angel and Alan Oppenheimer and all these wonderful actors and actresses, B.J. Ward, who've all been, Sue Blue, all been in the middle of that with me, Morgan Lofting. We all had our fabulous Wally Burr experiences, and Wally loved to give line readings. You know, very impassioned ex-Marine, big guy. Say it like this, blah, 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 blah. And you just kind of say, all right, Wally, however you want me to do it, I'll do it. But you know what? Wally gave me a shot, and I will be forever grateful to him. And tell you what, you're looking at a lottery winner. I am beyond grateful to be able to go to work every day, get paid to do what essentially got me in trouble in high school, and then come and meet Jason and Robert and Beth, and we all are laughing and joyful about it, man. I can't imagine a better way to move through this life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Not at all.
All right, so I think that's our time with Rob. we went over a little bit, which was absolutely fantastic.
My pleasure.
I mean, there's so much I could ask you about Andre Romero, your podcast.
Well, they're all talked about in the book, and you know what? We are all in a great spot because the folks you have here today are all about the same age. But as a result of this cool gig and you guys and the internet and all of that, and the fact that, again, nobody cares what we look like.
Yeah.
I can keep doing this till I die.
Yeah.
And I can keep doing this till I die. And I can keep doing Narv till I die.
It's fantastic. So we got plenty of years left in us, and we're only beholden to the people who are nice enough to hire us.
Rob, thank you so much for this.
Not at all.
man.
Thank you, Robert.
Insane. This is amazing.
My pleasure, buddy. Thank you, Jason. Keep it up, man. What a set of pipes. And listen, if you decide you don't want to do this anymore, can I have your voice? I'll trade you.
Hey, I'll trade you for yours.
All right. Fair enough. Just once, I want to have a badass voice like that.
Yeah.
And with that, that is Bayou City
Happy
Geeks.
Mother's Day. Bye, guys.